Good morning, everybody. I hope you guys are having a good snow day so far. I wanted to make you a quick video just to let you know what I would like for you to do today while you're home enjoying the snow. Alright, so here we go. The first thing that I want you to do is to watch the Looney Tunes video Ductators. Okay, I've got a link posted on my website. It's also embedded on my website, so you can watch it there. This cartoon was created just after the bombing of Pearl Harbor. So it kind of gives you a good sense of how the American public felt about the different dictators or the different ductators as they are in the video around the world. It's not a graphic video, it's not a gory video at all, but the racism in it is very pronounced, okay, so it's very visible, and it did upset me a little bit the first time I watched it, just because after having read Desert Exile, I kind of knew, I felt like I knew the Uchitas and how they really were, and then to see the extreme racism as it's presented in the cartoon is a little bit upsetting. So those of you who are sensitive to that, I just wanted to warn you. There are some really funny parts. I think you'll enjoy it, but I did want to tell you about that. It's about a 7 or 8 minute video. Okay, so you'll watch that first. After you watch the video, you're going to respond to a group of questions, okay, and I'll go through those in just a second. They're related to Desert Exile and the video that you'll watch. Okay, so your response needs to be at least 250 words, and you'll just type it into the comments section of my website. So let me show you how to do that very quickly. Okay, of course, the first thing you'll need to do those responses is go to my web page, click on the World Lit button at the top, then you'll scroll down, and you'll see your instructions for today. Okay, so as soon as I get this video finished, I'll put a link, or I'll put the video for you there. I've given you, again, kind of an outline of the instructions that I'm going through right now. Alright, your response, again, needs to be at least 250 words. Okay, and here are the questions that I want you to respond to. First, who are the dictators and which countries do they represent? How does the cartoon represent each dictator? Do you think this is a fair representation based on the leaders' actions during the war? Okay, so you may have to do a little bit of research if you're not real familiar with the leaders not in the United States during the war, and find out maybe some of the things that they did if you don't know much about World War II. Okay, the second question, how does the cartoon show racism against Japanese? Contrast the representation in the cartoon with what you know about the Uchida family. Okay, so like I said a second ago, that was one of the things that really bothered me when I first saw this video. So this is a chance for you to kind of look at how Japanese people maybe are represented in this video and compare it with the reality of the Uchida family. Okay, the next question is to consider the concept or idea of scapegoating. Okay, why do you think that none of the other people whose original countries were involved in the war became scapegoats? Okay, so that might seem a little bit like a funny question, but those who came from other countries and were immigrants in the United States, why weren't they treated the same way as the U.S. government treated the Japanese Americans? So, for example, thinking about the Italian Americans and the German Americans, why were they not sent to internment camps along with the Japanese Americans? Okay, so just kind of think about that idea of what it means to need a scapegoat, what it means to be a scapegoat, and talk about that in your response. Okay, the next one, number 4, do you think racism against people of Japanese heritage had anything to do with the U.S. dropping the atomic bomb? Okay, so now, kind of seeing and reading about the racism that was felt even before the bombing of Pearl Harbor, do you think that maybe had an influence on how we responded to that attack? Okay, if you think it did, I want you to tell me why. If you think it didn't, I want you to tell me why. Could there have been any other response to the bombing of Pearl Harbor? Okay, if yes, what maybe was another option? If no, I want you to tell me why the bombing was justified. Okay. To post these responses, you're going to scroll to the bottom of this post, and you'll see right here kind of hiding this comment. Okay, so you're going to click on one comment. All right. I've already tried to make this video once, so that's why there's a comment already. You'll come to where it says leave a reply. You'll type in your name. Okay. You'll type in an email. If you don't have an email address, if you'll just use your lunch number, that will work just fine, and then you'll just type your response into the comments section. If you do have access to Microsoft Word or Google Drive while you're home, you might want to do that so that you can get a word count. But you could just use this to post your comment or your response. Alright, once you've done that, I've asked you also to reply to one classmate. Okay, so let's look at that, just one moment. Okay, so here in your instructions, I've asked you to reply to at least one of your classmates' posts. Okay, you might ask them a question about their response or talk about whether you agree or disagree with them. Okay, your response should be around 100 words. Okay, that's really just a couple, 2 or 3 sentences. It's not a lot. But I want you to give a thoughtful reply to your classmates. Okay, so to kind of get some discussion going. I'll also be glad to give you extra credit if you want to do more than one post. And especially if you guys kind of start getting into conversations, I'll definitely give you extra credit for that. Okay, you guys always know that you can find information and instructions on my website, mrswiggs.weebly.com, and of course that's where you're going to have to go to access the Ductators video. You can just search it. It's on YouTube. It's from, I believe, 1942 or 1943, so you would just have to find that. Okay, if you have questions about these assignments, and some of you already have or emailed me yesterday, you can email me, susan.wiggs@hallco.org. Okay, if you don't have email, you can send those questions just like where I showed you to send a reply or a comment on my website. I'll be monitoring that all day, so if I see that you've sent me a question, I'll get back to you pretty quickly, probably within just a couple of minutes. The other thing you can do is follow me on Twitter, at Susan_Wiggs. I'll be posting some extra credit opportunities, but you can also direct message me there if you do have a question. Or you can also tweet it out, because chances are if you have a question about something, somebody else might have that same question, and I will answer those also quickly. I'll have my Twitter pulled up, my email, and my website where I can see that you guys are posting comments. So I'll have all of that going. You can email me any questions that you have. Okay, also thank you to Christian Dial for sharing this video. He's in my 4th period class for those of you who are in 5th and don't know him. And Christian, if you'll send me or follow me on Twitter, I will give you a shout out tomorrow. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying your day. I know I'm kind of enjoying being home, but I do miss seeing you guys, and it kind of gets a little boring after a day or two, but I'll be glad to see you guys hopefully on Thursday. If not Thursday, we'll have another Friday together. Alright, let me know if you have questions about this, and get everything you need from my website, and I will see you guys soon.